Hi, boys and girls. I have a book to share with you this evening. I think you'll enjoy it. It's called Bats at the Beach. And what drew me to this book was its beautiful illustrations. And it caused me to think about what could I share with you about reading a book. And so here was my thought for today. What do readers and authors do to make a story come alive? Because when we read a book, we need to do some things. And when we write a book as an author, we need to do some things. And Brian Lies, who wrote Bats at the Beach, did some of these things. So we're going to think about some of these things. And of course, there are many more. But we need to be able to visualize. We need to have background knowledge. We need to understand author's voice or use author's voice. You might use rhyme. And you might use illustration to help you guide your reader or to help guide you as you write. So we're going to look at that through the lens of this cool book, Bats at the Beach. And I encourage you, before we start, to think about your own background knowledge about bats. What do you know about them? Where do they spend time? That will help you to get a better understanding of the story. And then in addition, visualize, maybe from an experience you've had going to the beach. How would the author combine this to make it an interesting story for you? And actually, this one's really cool because Brian Lies did both the writing and the illustrations. And so here is, I guess, a bat swimming. Who knew that they could do such a thing? Sun slips down and all is still, and soon we can't tell sky from hill. Now, from barn and cave and rafter, bats pour out with shrieks of laughter. I'll show you that image. Getting the glare off the page is never easy. The rising moon can grow no fatter, as sky lights up with gleeful shatter. Quick, call out, tell all you can reach. The moon is just perfect for bats at the beach. And then here's our bats. They're all communicating about their fun adventure. Look at these little guys sticking their head out. Soon we've got our buckets, trowels, banjos, blankets, books, and towels strapped on backs and under wings. Have we forgotten anything? Now, I don't know about you, but when we go to the beach, we always bring tons of stuff, and this would be a good time to visualize from your background knowledge. What does it feel like to have to get everything down to the beach when you're just dying to get into the water? Right? And why do you need all those things? They want to bring a banjo. Okay. And then here are all our bats flying with those various things. Launching out into the breeze, we sail above the darkened trees, flying fast to wet our feet where land and foamy ocean meet. At last we hear the deep bass thump as waves of seashore crash and bump. Now the shoreline spreads below, we pull wings in, and down we go. And you can see all these beautiful bats headed to this gorgeous moonlit beach. Might be fun to go to the beach at night. How delicious, oh how sweet to feel warm sand beneath our feet. Quick set up, spread blankets on sand. We want to get going when fun is at hand. We hurry down to test the ocean. Don't forget the moon tan lotion. What's the first thing we should do? So many games before night's through. The bat who tested the water looks a smidge cold. And some other ones all headed different places. And I want you to think about how do these illustrations and how does the way the author used their voice with rhyme bring out this story and the feelings and the thoughts you have. Like playing with the stuff we find, which others must have left behind. Burying friends from chin to knee, we're scratchy where no sand should be. Making friends from other places with different foods and different faces. So, did you get a look at those sand toys some kid left behind and then meeting some other people? They clearly are fruit bats, given that that's a raspberry. So again, our background knowledge can help us make sense of things. Or sailing to terrific heights, taking turns at being kites. Little bats dig their sand caves deep as old bats lie in the moon asleep. Oh, that looks like fun. Look at all the things we can recognize in those pictures. There's really no more thrilling ride than surfing on a summer tide or sailing in the winged boat races with salty sea spray in our faces. Look at all these fancy boaters here. They're pretty cool. Doo-doo-doo. I wonder who's going to win their regatta, their fancy boat race. Oh, I'd missed this guy. Check him out surfing. Now it's munch time. What to eat? Baskets grown with yummy treats, beetles, ants, and milkweed buds, crickets, moths, and pickled slugs, damselflies or salted skeeters. No room here for picky eaters. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to be picky on this one. I'm not sure a skeeter sounds good to me. Nor a salted slug, quite honestly. Bug marshmallows toast on slender sticks while cousins do their ocean tricks. All right, I love this illustration. I think it was my favorite one in the book. You see those marshmallows? Oh my goodness. And then ocean tricks. And later on, though stomachs hurt, we'll try the snack bar for dessert. So again, what's your background knowledge about what bats do for this picture to be correct? Because I am not holding this upside down. Quick, don't miss it. The old bats are singing the bat songs they learned when they were first winging. Music rolls on, but no more games. As embers pop within the flames, little ones climb onto leathery lap, determined to rest, but not to nap. There they are, singing by their fire. And then they're all cooling down and relaxing. Let's see if I can turn the page successfully here. Then east sky purple, sun is coming. A last few notes of banjo strumming bring our beach night to an end, to say farewell to newfound friends. Pack our things up, shake the sand out, give the noisy gulls a handout. Quick, let's go, let's fly away. We've got to be home before it's day. And again, here are some of our images. Flutter homeward, drained and weary. Small bats doze off, tired and teary. Daybirds start to chirp and peep. Now back to crack and crevice creep. We sigh and snuggle close together to dream about the moony weather. Here they are in their crevices. Shh, now sleep. The moon's out of reach. The night was just perfect for bats at the beach. And then here we have the last image. I don't know if you can see that little bat hanging under the chair. And that was the story, Bats at the Beach. And I'm sure that back in your classrooms or with your parents, you can talk about what do readers and authors do to make a story come alive. And use Brian Lai's book as an example of how we might visualize things what background knowledge we would need, what the illustrations do to bring that story alive. Why did this author choose rhyme? Every phrase, it had a cadence to it. And then the author's voice. How could you feel the pauses in it that made it come alive so you could picture this experience at the beach? I hope you enjoyed this story, and I hope you have lots to talk about. Catch you later.